everybody, and welcome to GTO Coach and Go. I'm Jim Delleman with Group Travel Odyssey. We'd want to welcome you back once again this week. And as you can see, I've got two very familiar faces with us. We've got Corey Vrees and we've got Keith Snowd, and we've got some amazing information that we're going to be sharing with you in just a few moments. But before we get started, if you are just joining us for the first time, make sure if you are on YouTube that you click that little subscribe button that's down in that corner. And also, if you ring the bell, it will notify you anytime that we have new content on our YouTube page. If you are following us on LinkedIn, we are at Group Travel Odyssey, so make sure you follow us there as well. Today, we have a lot of information that we're going to share. We've got some information on new cost sheets. We've got some information on new ways to request your help desk information. And we also have, we're going to get information on long form proposal language. And I don't know why I have trouble getting that out all the time.
That's a tongue twister.
It really is, especially today for some reason. So we're going to go ahead, I think, and get started with Corey. So Corey is going to take us through two of these items that we're going to be discussing today. So Corey, take it away.
All right, so we'll start with long form proposal language, just so we don't have to say that too many times more today. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen. Let's see if we got it going here. Hopefully everybody can see what I'm sharing.
Yep.
Excellent. So here I am. I'm adding a trip product onto the Delleman test account. When you get to this point, and we're going to, I went ahead and chose a product that I knew had long form proposal language. So the first thing that I want you to know is long form proposal language is a little bit more involved than just something you might put on an initial proposal. And that information is going to come out of the site itself. So we're looking at Walt Disney World youth groups. And I'm going to choose let's say the Harmonious, the new show Harmonious. If I could spell, that would always be great. At Epcot. So you want to put on your proposal that they're going to go see Harmonious. So we're going to add that to the itinerary, and we're going to put it on language. And you'll notice that basically you're going to have enjoy Harmonious at Epcot. That's the standard information that GTO will propose for you. And you're welcome to override that as much as you'd like by typing in something. And it will, change your proposal language here, whatever you want it to say. But if you wanted to say exactly what Disney likes to call it, then you have the option to use the long form description. When you click this box, it will change your proposal language to say enjoy Harmonious tonight at Epcot. The show is beautifully correct. You can read that. And basically what Disney says about it, that's what we're going to say for it too. And it gives a little more pizzazz, a little more context, and a little more definition for a proposal when you want to do that. Now, if the proposal language, the product that you're adding doesn't have any long form description, that checkbox will not be there. So for instance, right now, if I say, no, we don't want to do Harmonious. Instead, we're going to go over and do, I don't know, perhaps the Rainforest Cafe. Again, if we had spelled correctly, it would always work out better. And we're going to do Rainforest at Disney's Animal Kingdom. And we're going to do the waterfall menu. And when you come down here to the language, you'll see that there's no checkbox for you because there is no long form proposal for this. So when you see that checkbox, check it and see what it says. See if you like that proposal language better. If not, uncheck the box and it will go back to the original proposal language. And then you'll be set to go, or you could use your own always by overriding the language in this box. So that's our long form proposal. We'll be adding more as products come in that have long form proposal language from the actual supplier themselves.
That's
so that's it, Jim.
Okay.
The other thing that we've done here in the last couple of days is to streamline how you can do help desk requests. So generally what you've had to do is you would have had to go, and if I cancel out of this, you would have had to have gone to the help desk and you would have added a request from this page. But that takes a long time sometimes to get there. It took me a little while to get there. I had to cancel out what I was doing. Let's say you wanted to send one, but you wanted to send an email, or you wanted to send something, but you didn't want to leave the page you were on. Sorry, I was trying to get set up here with my email. Jim, Keith, can y'all see the email that I've pulled up?
No, not yet.
All right, no, that's fine. That just means that I need to probably reshare my screen a little bit. My apologies to you all. Let's see if this helps a little bit. Can you see my email now?
I can.
We can.
Excellent, excellent. All right, so I just pulled up a standard email. This is the one that I would send out. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to send an email to help. It put in the, I'm going to send it right now to help@gtonetwork.com. All of our emails have gtonetwork.com. This one is going to be help@gtonetwork.com. It puts in the nickname for it for me. And I'm going to type in the subject, help, and then I'm going to type in a little bit about what, like just a brief subject about what my problem might be. Can't save. Again, I'd learned to type. Still didn't do it, but that's okay. And then I'm going to type the description of what it is. I can't save the record for this proposal. And then I might include, say, the URL to that proposal, right? If you don't know that, what you can do is whenever you're in a trip, say like the Delman trip account, and you couldn't save this, then you could actually just copy and then paste that same URL into the email for me, and then I'm able to click on it. When you send this to help@GTO with help in the subject, then you could go about your business and do other things that you're wanting to get accomplished today. And then sooner or later, what's going to happen is you're going to receive then an email back from the system saying that you have a new request that you've put in. So here it is. Because I'm the one who put it in, it's telling me that I have a new help desk that's been created through our automated system, right? And that our team will get to the request as soon as possible. And in the meantime, you can check out the progress of your ticket here. And you can click right on that. We're going to do that in a second. I want you to be aware that don't reply to this email. Because if you reply to this email, there's nobody there that's going to monitor it. You want to go to the actual ticket. The nice thing is, it's one click. One click right here. I'm going to do this. It's going to open it up. And here it is. Help, can't save. I can't see the record for this proposal. The link is right there. And then what I can do is I can click on that and take a look at it. Also, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this in. And our help desk people will say, you know what, we're going to sign this to somebody. We're going to sign it to Corey. And they're going to change this to assigned. When that happens, not only will an email be sent to you telling you who's in charge of completing this request, but also the person who's in charge of completing the request is also going to receive an email that's going to tell them that they need to work on it. And so here's the one. So obviously, since I'm doing this with myself, I'm getting both emails, right? Just so you know, your help desk has been assigned to Corey Vries, and you should hear from them shortly about the status of request. And in the meantime, you can click here. So you don't have to worry about going back to it. The email will still be there. When you get that, if you're like, let's see if anything's been done, you can still click there. You could go back to the original email and still click there. Meanwhile, I received mine that says it's been assigned to you, and I can click there and go to it. If I click there and go to it, let's say I have a question. Now, all of this happens in the background, but I can actually, just so you're aware, and it's okay, it's not a trade secret or anything, but I can actually go in, I can change the status to ask a question to you, and I can actually ask ask the question. I mean, did you actually hit the save button? I mean, maybe I didn't, and that's why it won't save, right? Now, interestingly, what's going to happen is you're going to get sent an email. You don't have to worry about double checking back with your help desk request. You're actually going to get an email. Normally, this doesn't all happen within the same 2-minute time span, so you're not getting these emails one right after the other like I am. But it's asking me, hey, I have a question for your help desk request. Did you hit the save button? Now, here's where a nice thing that you can actually reply to this one straight away. So without worrying about it, you can go, nope, that was the problem. Thanks. And when you send this back in now, the system sort of picks up the fact that you have an email that is that you've replied to that email, and it's going to put in your help desk now, hopefully, in just a moment. It's going to tell me, first of all, that was the email, by the way, that tells me that you've answered my question. So that notifies me then to go back and look, and it says, nope, that was the problem right there, right? And you're like, and I'm like, great, solves that problem. And you are able to come here and see all of this as well. You can see all of these communications. You can see who's been assigned to your project. You can see that you've requested it, if you've added a document. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put this into the completed status. Now it's off my radar because it's all been done and completed. The nice thing is that you will also get one more email that is going to tell you that it's been completed. So here it is. It's been completed and closed. Now, if you need something done, you're going to have to contact, and it will give you the person who you need to contact to reopen that ticket. It'll also kind of give you a synopsis of what happened, right? So basically, I said, did you hit the save button? And you're like, nope, that was the problem. You can see the entire resolution there for you. If nothing is there, then basically we completed that project without needing any help from you, and probably without having to communicate or ask back and forth. Or there may be a note for you from the person who was doing it, if they did something special that they need you to know, and then we're done. There are other statuses that we can put into the help desk, and one of them that you might receive an email about is development. If the question that you're asking requires us to do a significant change to the system, it has to go to our development team, where we'll talk about it, see what the best way to accomplish that process is, and that takes a pretty good amount of time. So we put your help desk into a development status. You'll get an email that says that it's gone in development status. It's going to take a little while. Keep checking back, and we'll let you know. Generally, when we've completed that task, we'll still hit complete, and you'll still receive the email. But we want you to be aware that it's going to take a little time for you to then get back into the swing of it, or to hear back from us with that request. And then, yeah, hopefully it's going to be a nice, easy way to deal with your help desk requests without having to keep going back to help desk all the time.
Right.
It also gives you a record of what's happened with it. You could say, like, if we say, I don't know anything about your help desk request, you could say, you know what, I have this email right here that says you do. And it's been even assigned to you. And you even asked me a question about it. And I even responded to that question. And we're like, oh yeah, that's right. And likewise, we can say, I sent you, the system sent you an email on this, such and such a date. You may want to check your email for that question or for that status. It really makes it so that you can keep track of where your help desks are and what's happening to them, and who to contact if they're not being completed in a timely manner or in a manner that was satisfactory to solve your problem.
And honestly, I think that, we all get so many just general emails and stuff asking us questions during the day, that this is going to really take care of a lot of the trackability, like you were saying. So for all of our users that are out there and watching this, it is important for you to, if you have something that you need done in the system, no matter what it is, either use this help@gtonetwork.com and put help in the subject line, or use the help desk portal in the system itself in order to do those requests, because that way they are completely trackable. We can make sure they're assigned to the right people. And you also get notified immediately when they're taken care of. So, it is important to follow those rules. And I think that that's going to, it's going to save a lot of, or save anything from falling through the cracks. So I think that that's, it's really important that we have these ways of actually utilizing the help desk and everybody involved in the help desk.
Jim, I would add to that if you have something, not just if you need something done in the system, but if you don't know how to do something,
correct,
do it through the help desk. If you need training, you need some additional help, do it through the help desk, because oftentimes how we respond to that request can be copied over into the training guide and just used as help for other people in that as they search for training needs. Yeah, so please use the system. That's the best way to get answers to anything.
Yep.
And now, and you may now say that we've talked a lot about help desk requests, but understand that supplier requests can also be done the same way for the moment. But we are streamlining that process to be much easier for you in that as well. That will be coming soon, where you're going to, instead of emailing help, you're going to be emailing supplier@gtonetwork.com. And then the process.
Don't do it yet.
Yeah, not yet. But that will soon be coming out. So be on the lookout for that as we streamline that process as well. And I'd also like to add that this in no way changes the old help desk system. So that is always still there. If your email does not want to pull up, or like you think, no, I want to go there and type some stuff in, by all means do that. The old system is still there, ready to use at any point in time. It still runs. You'll still actually get all the requisite emails that you want. If you, instead of wanting to reply to that help message that we sent you with a question, if you wanted to go into the help desk and actually answer the question there, you could do that as well. We've tried to make it as flexible as possible, as easy as possible, and whatever way works best for you.
Sounds good. Well, Corey, thank you for those wonderful pieces of information about our system. And we're going to keep it moving right along with Keith. Keith, what can you tell us about cost sheets?
Well, first of all, what I'm going to share with you is not nearly as sexy as what Corey just shared. So I mean, let's just be honest. It's numbers. That's all it is. So it's not anything fancy, other than if you're an accountant, you're going to love it. So in proposals, we have created, and this actually came from user feedback. We have created now a new way for you to see all of the costing on your trips, your proposals, in one place. So I'm going to share my screen, and sorry, there we go. We're going to go over here, and hopefully you can see my screen.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger because I'm blind. So there we go. So when you're in a proposal, you see the normal buttons that you see when you've created your proposal. Go to Trip Manager, move the proposal to a new group, your step 1, step 2, and step 3. And then down at the bottom, it says full proposal and cost sheet. And for what you've seen so far, you could scroll down and you can actually see the full proposal. You can see the per person and the total group costs. But you'll also see there's a new button here. Right here says go to cost sheet. And you can press that button, and it will open up a new screen, and it will give you some detail about the trip at the top: the start date, the end date, number of days, number of tour directors, number of paying, total passengers, and then it moves down through sections. You can open and close these sections when the the form opens up, they default to open, but this section is all of my products on this trip. So I can see the products on Friday and that they totaled $127.35 per person. I can see on this trip my products on Saturday and they total $212.59 per person. So on and so forth. There's Sunday. Okay. And then there's the products that are not assigned to a day. So there's my motor coach because it's for the entire trip, my hotel rooms for the entire trip. So they're not assigned to a specific day. I can actually collapse that and see that the next section is the tour director motor coach. So I've got motor coach here, but I don't have a tour director included. So you can see that I've got my motor coach. I can see what the total cost is. I can see my hotel. Again, I can open and collapse these sections as needed. Here on the left, I've got my hotel information, okay, including what my driver room and my tour director room is costing me for the whole trip. If I had airline information, it would be right here, including all the airfare costs per person and any notes. And then at the bottom, I have all of the calculations for this trip. The total per person cost, the comp cost per person. If there is a one price for all, that is if you're using that feature to price your trip. If not, that obviously is not going to have anything in it. The margin that you've assigned, the admin fees, the airline margin. I can see the prices that I'm quoting to the client per person. And then I can see the total estimated revenue, estimated expenses, the profit, the estimated margin, because this actually takes into account everything, the total admin fees that I'm collecting, and if I add the group profit and the admin fees, how much money is that total? So it gives me a full picture of the financial picture of this trip. And once I'm done looking at it, again, I can open up these sections again on the left. Once I'm done reviewing it, I can just hit the back arrow. One of the few times I'll tell you you can do that. And I will go right back to my proposal. So it gives you just a snapshot of all of the costing that goes into a trip so that you can double check everything. I always encourage you, anytime you are putting together a proposal, to check that before you send it, because all of us in the travel industry have a pretty good knowledge to be able to catch things. If something doesn't look right, if I've entered something wrong, if I don't feel like I've budgeted enough for something, it gives you the ability to see that all on one screen and just do a double check with your eyes. Make sure that you haven't missed anything. So I encourage you to use this feature. It's a really great way to see everything in a very condensed area and really get a good picture of the financial setting for each proposal. So new feature on each proposal, go to cost sheet. It's down at the bottom under the full proposal cost sheet tab.
Wow. That's pretty impressive. I like that. And again, thanks for the feedback for everybody who's been asking us and kind of guiding us through the information that they need on a cost sheet. That really helped us for some clarity and getting the information out there. And thank you for sharing that with us today, Keith. That's
not a problem. And as Jim, I do want to say, everybody has the formulas that we use behind the scenes to put costing together are no secret whatsoever. So if anybody ever has any question about how we do the math, we are happy to answer it so that you understand how all the parts fit together. Obviously, we all know that the costing in a tour operator situation is complex. There's a lot of moving parts on it. So don't ever hesitate to ask. Nothing is a secret. It's all absolutely, we can share every bit of it. And so that's the other part of the reason why I think the cost sheet is really effective, because you kind of can really see in one place how all that math comes together. So
absolutely. And it helps the decision makers actually to see what they're doing on a per trip level too. So,
well, and the other thing to realize, I know that this is something we probably all know, but it's important to keep reminding ourselves that when you're putting together a proposal, you are literally putting together an estimation. It's a budget and an estimation. So when you're looking at the estimated revenue and the estimated profit, it is a calculation that is merely an estimation. It might not be how your company calculates it. So you'll notice the little yellow icons next to the profit so that you can see how we calculated it and understand how that we came up with that number. So it's important for you to understand how we do it, because it might not be exactly how you do it. And we'll continue to add more information to that cost sheet so that you have that readily available to you, so that you can easily remember, oh yeah, that's how they did the math. So
sounds good. Sounds good. Well, thank you guys for joining us with that. And also, just wanted to remind people that if you are looking for our new help desk email, it is help@gtonetwork.com. And again, make sure that you put help in the subject field as part of your subject that you want to be dealt with. Even if you just put help, ! Corey will still get it.
Because if not, your email will go on its own GTO Odyssey.
That's very true. And again, we'll be pushing this out in next week's news as well, to let everybody know. So if you forget what it is, but again, it's help@gtonetwork.com. And also, I wanted to remind you that we do have GTO Coach and Go every week. Next week, we will be with you again on Thursday at 1 o'clock. But then after that, GTO Coach and Go is going to be moving to Tuesdays at 2, which is easy to remember, Tuesdays at 2. So Coach and Go on the 15th of February is going to be moving to a new date and a new time, Tuesday at 2 o'clock. And we're still going to be joining you each week and bringing you more information about our system, some updates, some pointers on how to use the system more efficiently. And again, as always, we'd like to remind you to give us feedback. You're part of the GTO community, and we want to make sure that we hear from you and that we're giving you the system that you need. So if you do have feedback or ideas or just even questions as to why things are the way they are, contact us and let us know. We love hearing from you, and we love talking to you and helping you through your day-to-day process with using the GTO system. So don't forget that. We also have some other things that we're going to be announcing shortly with some new programming and stuff that we're going to have coming up. So make sure to stay tuned for that, as they used to say. I don't even know if they say that anymore, but stay tuned for that. We do have some new programming that's going to be starting within a couple of weeks as well. Corey, Keith, thank you as always for joining us on Coach and Go.
Well,
and go ahead.
I want to join you on your first Tuesday, and I hope it's going to be Taco Tuesday. So I'm just hoping that I mean, if we're going to move to Tuesday, we got to make the true move. So I
might have to make that happen. Taco Tuesday, Coach and Go. So why not? We're really going to start off with a bang, aren't we? So,
yes.
Well, again, thank you guys for joining today, and thank you all for watching. And again, make sure to stay in touch with us, and we have more information coming up for you next week. Thanks, and have a great week.
Thanks, Jim. Thanks, Keith. Bye-bye.